like, I'm not even saying it's just like a one side issue, but like it's definitely mostly a left wing like calling for violence implicitly issue, or explicitly but then hiding it behind their own version of in Minecraft, you know? But of course, we know nothing's going to happen to those people, you know? You see people on Twitter who are like, you remember the last guy who said this? He's in jail. And it's like, yeah, because he had the wrong political beliefs. He had the wrong political opinions. Those people who are calling it for it towards Trump, they have the right political beliefs. So nothing's going to happen to them. Nothing's going to happen to them at all. So, it's that's just the way it is. That's why I don't do politics in the first place. It's not that I don't pay any attention. I pay a lot less attention than I used to. When I do pay attention to politics, I tend to not talk about it with people because I recognize how how much of a fool's errand it is to get involved in those conversations and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, I can get really upset about how fucking there's excuse me. I can get really upset about how there's a certain group, a certain part of the population that is prone to violence against children, and I can talk all about it, but at the end of the day, like, all that's going to do is get me in trouble. It's not actually going to shine a light on what everybody knows, which is there's a certain part of the population that seems to have it in for children specifically, but especially Christian children. Like, it's not going to have the desired effect. I was actually talking. It was like a day or two after everything ended. We went out to a bar. Meaning 2.5. After 2.5 ended, TJ and Taylor rode with me, and we were just talking about. We were talking about life. We were talking about the world. One of the things we mentioned is how they aren't really that much younger than me. I'm 29, believe it or not. And I think Taylor's like 23, 24, I think, and TJ's like also around that age. If not, maybe they're a little bit younger, right? Um, yeah, they're like 21, 22, I'm pretty sure actually. But like regardless, um, like I remember 2016 being like wrapped up in Trump and politics and stuff like that because that's just what you did. That's just what happened back then. Is like everybody was wrapped up in some form of like overt like MAGA hat wearing politics and shit like that. That's just what it was. You were either MAGA hat or you were like Antifa supporter. That's just what it was. And they told me like, oh yeah, that was weird. Like I couldn't imagine being that way. And it's because they were like 14 and 15 back then. So it's like, yeah, of course you were thinking about boys and girls and how great it's going to be when you can finally get your driver's license and stuff like that. It was crazy the way things were almost 10 years ago at this point. Yeesh. It's been that long. Yeesh. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I try not to talk politics overtly and things like that. I'm not going to be the guy who sits here and is like, MAGA 2024, elect Trump, or like the opposite end, which is like, I don't know, what are they saying now? Is it still vote blue no matter who? Is that still what it is? Yeah, 2016 was MAGA or Bernie, and then Bernie got screwed over. So a lot of the Bernie bros decided not to vote. Um, and then a lot of them were like, no, we need to get behind Hillary. And it's like, oh, you do? You do? Oh, man. That's pretty crazy. I guess it's better that you're behind Hillary than she being behind you, because you never know what she might pull when you got your back turned. That's for sure. But anyway,